Dear students, in this module we will talk about the policies for integration of non-nationals and naturalization in the context of international migration. Specifically, we will talk about the policies for integration of non-nationals in the receiving countries and the policies adopted by various countries towards naturalization of the immigrants. Let us talk about the policies to integrate non-nationals. Successful integration of international migrants is a major challenge for the countries of destination, because more and more people move into the country with different socio-cultural lives, beliefs, value systems, practices, traditions, etc. So, there will be issues related to adaptation, adjustability, etc. Many countries have undertaken initiatives to make the process of integration easier for the immigrants, so that they get integrated into the host society. In particular, one initiative was through language training, because we know language becomes the biggest barrier and language is essential for effective communication, for receiving communication, for making communication. Language is an effective tool. In recognition of this fact, some countries have started initiative of language training. Information campaigns to educate the immigrants about life and culture of the host country were also adopted. The other initiative includes legal provision to ensure non-discrimination and other measures. However, integration process for immigrants is not as smooth as one expects. It is not a bed of roses. It has its own challenges. It has its own constraints. It has its own bottlenecks. This becomes more challenging, particularly in the countries where the non-nationals are not able to get integrated into the host society. Especially the dependents of the immigrants may experience barriers in terms of language and other cultural dimensions. Now, broadly speaking, the integration measures adopted by the governments can be divided into two distinct categories. Number one, multiculturalism and assimilation. The policies within the multiculturalism approach encourage the migrants to retain their own cultural identity. On the other hand, the assimilation policies promote absorption of minority culture into the majority culture. The reference is given in the parenthesis. Lithuania and Latvia, for example, have multiculturalism approach, where the educational programs have been designed to provide immigrant students the option to complete school education in their own mother tongue. This is an example of the naturalization process through multiculturalism approach. On the other hand, we have the example from the Netherlands, where the policy has shifted from multiculturalism to assimilation. In the process, they removed the mother tongue teaching for migrant children and introduced mandatory Dutch language and civic integration courses for all the immigrants. In 2013, out of 145 countries with available data, the governments of 92 countries, in terms of proportion, it works out to be 63%, had policies that are aimed at integrating non-nationals. From 1996, this has recorded an increase from 44%. In 1996, 44% of the governments were having a policy aimed at integrating the non-nationals. If you look at the differentials by major regions, in the more developed region where majority of the international migrants reside, more than 9 out of 10 governments, 94%, had policies in place as on 2013 to improve integration of non-nationals. On the other hand, only about half of the countries or governments in the less developed regions had such kind of policy initiatives to improve integration of non-nationals. In case of the least developed countries, less than one third, that means about 29% of the governments had such policy to improve integration of non-nationals. Between 1996 and 2013, the proportion of governments with such policies to increase naturalization of the immigrants increased in both the regions, more developed as well as less developed regions. In case of the more developed regions, the increase was from 79% to 94%, and in case of the less developed region, the increase was from 30% to 49%. In 2013, where the latest data is available according to the UN publications, the proportion of governments with integration policies for immigrants ranged from 41% in Africa, the lowest, and 45% in Asia, it lies in the middle, slightly higher than Africa, at moderate level rather, to 95% in Europe, and it is 100% in case of the Northern America. So, we have the lowest percentage in Africa and the highest percentage in the North America. Most of the countries have legal provisions to allow immigrants to become naturalized citizens under certain conditions. In some of the countries, however, the conditions for naturalization are overly restrictive, and they also can be considered as a disadvantage for certain categories of the immigrants. The countries where naturalization was available to only certain categories of the immigrants, or where the residency requirement was 10 years or longer, were categorized as more restrictive naturalized policies. That means, the more restrictive naturalization policies depending on the, that means the more restrictive naturalization policies depend on the duration of stay. For instance, in some countries there are restrictions in terms of the duration of stay, saying that minimum requirement of 10 years or longer is required to give natural citizenship to the immigrants. So, we have this category of more restrictive naturalization policies, and some countries have this kind of more restrictive naturalization policies. In 2013, out of the 196 countries considered, 125 countries, that is 64%, had less restrictive naturalization policies, and another 66 countries, that is 34%, allowed naturalization under more restrictive conditions. So, we have more number of or more proportion of countries with less restrictive naturalization policies, and slightly less about one third of the countries having more restrictive naturalization policies. 5 countries, Kuwait, Lebanon, Myanmar and the UAE, did not allow naturalization under any conditions. These are the countries which do not allow any immigrant to become a naturalized citizen of their country. The naturalization policies were more restrictive in countries from the less developed regions compared to the more developed regions. That means the more developed regions are more flexible and more open in this regard. That may be because of the international immigration policies adopted by the more developed region countries, because most of those countries, as we have seen in the other modules, are in favor of enhancing the immigration levels to their countries because of the population growth and structure related changes experienced in these countries in the last few decades. On the other hand, 76% of the governments in more developed regions allowed less restrictive acquisition of naturalized citizenship in 2013. In comparison, 60% of the governments in less developed regions and 47% of the least developed countries adopted less restrictive acquisition of naturalized citizenship policy. More restrictive naturalization policies were particularly common in Africa and Asia. That means the more restrictive naturalization policies were predominantly in Africa and Asia. Now let us look at figure 1. Here we are talking about the governments with policies to integrate non-nationals by the level of development of the country. The reference period was 1996 to 2013 and this data comes from the United Nations publication dated 2013. So, the results are given for 1996, 2005 and 2013 and the results are given for all the countries as a whole, for the countries from more developed region, for the countries from less developed regions and for the countries which are least developed. Let us look at the first set of the findings, the first 3 bars that are for all the countries. In 1996, 44% of the governments across the world were having policies to integrate non-nationals and this percentage increased to 60 by 2005 and by 2013 it reached 63%. That means between 1996 and 2005 there is substantial increase in the proportion of governments that were having policies to integrate non-nationals, whereas the kind of increase between 2005 and 2013 is 3 percentage points. Now let us move to the more developed region countries. The 1996 figure tells that 79% of the governments from more developed regions had policies to integrate non-nationals and this proportion increased slightly to 84% by 25 and by 2013 it reached very high level of 94%. That means most of the governments from more developed regions by 2013 had policies towards integration of non-nationals. This is an important finding from the more developed regions. Let us now look into the figures for the less developed regions. The figures are much lower compared to the more developed regions. In 1996, 30% of the governments were having a policy to integrate non-nationals and this proportion increased to 47% by 25 and it increased to 49% by 2013. Means almost half of the countries from the less developed regions were having policies to integrate non-nationals in the year 2013. Let us now look into the least developed countries. The figures were below 30%, and in 1996 22% of the countries, 1 in 5 countries of this category of least developed countries were having policies to integrate non-nationals, and this proportion increased to 26% by 2005 and it increased to 29% by 2013. Now this chart tells us that more developed regions are more in favor of integration of the non-nationals, and they also responded with policy initiatives in this direction. The less developed regions are between slightly tuned towards having a policy to integrate the non-nationals. Now let us look at figure 2. This figure tells us about the governments with less restrictive naturalization policies for immigrants. The classification again was by level of development, and the figures are given for 2013. The x axis gives the type of countries by level of development, and the y axis gives the percentage of countries. The naturalization policies are considered less restrictive when the naturalization entitlement is not restricted to certain categories of immigrants and when the residency requirement is less than 10 years. This definition has to be kept in mind while interpreting the results from this chart. Across all the countries of the world, 64% of the governments had less restrictive naturalization policies for immigrants by 2013. This was much higher in case of the more developed regions, with 3/4 of the countries from more developed regions having a policy from the government that is less restrictive and aimed at naturalization of the immigrants. In case of the less developed regions, 60% of the governments from this region had policies which are less restrictive and aimed at naturalization of the immigrants. In case of the least developed countries, 47% of the governments had less restrictive naturalization policy in the year 2013. Let us now look at the table 1 that gives the information by number of countries and percentage of the governments on the basis of the policies to integrate non-nationals, and then the time series data gives the figures from 1996 to 2013. In 1996, 44% of the governments across the world were having a policy to integrate the non-nationals. This increased to 60% by 25 and 63% by 2013. In case of the more developed regions, 79% of the governments had policies to integrate non-nationals in 1996, and it increased to 84% by 25 and it reached a figure of 94% by 2013. That means only 6% of the governments from more developed regions were not having a policy to integrate non-nationals as on 2013. In case of the less developed regions, 30% of the governments in 1996 had policies to integrate non-nationals. This proportion increased to 47% by 25 and it increased to 49, almost half, by 2013. Means the governments in the less developed region are almost equally divided in terms of having a policy to integrate non-nationals and not having a policy to integrate non-nationals. In case of the least developed countries, 22% of the countries of this category had a policy towards integration of non-nationals in 1996, and this proportion increased to 26% in 25. In 2013, this proportion slightly increased to 29%. That means 29% of the governments from least developed countries had policies to integrate non-nationals, and 71%, that means majority of the countries from the least developed country category did not have a policy to integrate the non-nationals as on 2013. The next table gives the same information classified by major areas of the world. In case of Africa, in 1996, 29% of the governments had policies to integrate non-nationals, and this proportion increased to 44% by 25 and to 41% by 2013. In case of Asia, the percentage of countries with policies to integrate non-nationals was 24 in 1996, and it moved to 45 by 2005, and it remained same in 2013. That means in case of Asia, 55% of the governments do not have policy to integrate the non-nationals as on 2013. In case of Europe, the percentage of governments having a policy to integrate non-nationals was 79 in 1996, and it moved to 85% and subsequently to 95% by 2013. That means as on 2013, only 5% of the governments from Europe did not have a policy to integrate the non-nationals. On the other hand, in case of the Latin America and the Caribbean, the percentage of governments with a policy to integrate non-nationals was 41% in 1996, it moved to 43% by 25 and to 61% by 2013. That means more and more governments from this region of Latin America and the Caribbean are having policies to integrate the non-nationals. In case of Northern America, all the countries adopted policies to integrate non-nationals way back in 1996, and it continues till even in 2013. In case of Oceania, 50% of the countries were having a policy to integrate non-nationals in 1996, and it moved to 100% by 2005, but later on it came down to 67% in 2013. That means in 2013, one third of the governments from Oceania did not have a policy to integrate non-nationals. Now the next table 2 talks about the governments with naturalization policies for immigrants as on 2013. It tells us about the number of governments and the percentage of governments with naturalization policy which is less restrictive or more restrictive or no policy at all. The figures indicate that in 2013, 64% of the countries across the world have naturalization policy which is less restrictive. 34% had a naturalization policy which was more restrictive. In case of more developed region, 76% of the countries had less restrictive naturalization policy, while 24% had naturalization policy which is more restrictive. So similar kind of differences can be observed in rest of the regions also. So in this module we discussed about the policies for naturalization of the immigrants. we understood the necessity for naturalization of the non-nationals and integration of the non-nationals, because successful integration of international migrants in the host country is a major challenge. And we also have looked at the kind of initiatives from the respective governments towards integration of the non-nationals through initiatives such as language training, and we also have seen the two approaches that were adopted, like multiculturalism and assimilation policies. And we also have seen the examples from Lithuania and Latvia for the first approach of multiculturalism approach, and we have seen the example from the Netherlands about the second approach of assimilation. In fact, we saw an example of shifting in the policy and approach from multiculturalism to assimilation. We also have seen the number of governments with policies towards integration of non-nationals. We also have seen the kind of policies that were adopted by the governments from various regions towards naturalization and natural citizenship granting to the immigrants. Countries where naturalization was available to only few categories of the immigrants on the basis of some restrictions were considered as more restrictive naturalization policies, and then the countries where no such restrictions were in place were considered as less restrictive policy countries. So, we have seen the distribution. For example, the countries like UAE were having no policy at all to have citizenship to the immigrants. On the other hand, European countries and several developed countries have more open policy to give citizenship to the immigrants without any kind of restrictions. So, we also have seen the kind of differences by level of development across the world in terms of the policy response towards naturalization and integration of the immigrants. So, this module has helped us in understanding the policy response related to immigration. Thank you so much.